less than a half a meter apart. 6 men and 6 machines must be perfectly synchronized. These F-18 Hornets are the high-performance aircraft flown by the U.S. Navy's legendary Blue Angels. What the fans can't see is how tough it is to keep these decades-old aircraft safely in the skies. These pilots face real risk in order to make every air show a triumph.
There you go, boss. All right, guys, let's fire it up.
These 6 blue uniforms are the stuff of America's most prestigious flying team, the Blue Angels.
See you, fellas. See you, boss.
Boss is Captain Greg McWhorter.
How you doing today, boss?
Appointed by the Chief of Naval Air Training, he and his 5-man team perform 70 flight demonstrations and entertain almost 11 million people across North America every year.
Thanks, Ricky. All right, boss.
Someone took a leap of faith with me as a young kid coming out of college and said, boy, we trust you to not only be an officer, to maybe to go into a branch like naval aviation. So to be able to travel the country and share that story of the Navy and the Marine Corps and hopefully inspire some young men and women to pursue a career in the military like I did, it's really a fantastic job.
Each pilot has at least 1,250 tactical jet flight hours. Only the very best applicants manage to win a post on this elite team. Pensacola, Florida is home base to the Blue Angels, and it has been for 6 decades. The Blue Angels are supported by a huge team of over 130 U.S. Navy and Marine Corps personnel.
At close arm intervals, dress right, dress.
Their jobs include maintenance, administration, public affairs, and ground support. This is Captain Greg McWhorter's final year as boss.
And focus on making sure that we have safe airplanes, we fly them safely, we do everything from A to Z, just like we've trained to do it. What we need to
He's got 2 more air shows to go in the next couple of weeks, and he's feeling the pressure to make them nothing less than perfection.
It's much more work than people give us credit for. I don't think the fleet understands how hard we work.
Before they can perform to perfection, they need to rehearse twice a day, 6 days a week.
We pride ourselves on being the best in the world at what we do, and it doesn't come easy, it doesn't come without practice.
These men are trained to perform with the same level of precision as the mechanics and instruments on their Boeing F-18 Hornets. They are as disciplined as they come. The Boeing F-18 Hornet is the longest-serving strike fighter in the U.S. military. Known for its lightning-fast maneuverability, it measures 17 meters in length and stands almost 5 meters high, with a wingspan of more than 12 meters. The F-18's shape and size make it one of the most aerodynamic fighters ever constructed. They have 2 shows left in the season, one at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego, the other for their hometown crowd in Pensacola. The aircraft run through the maneuvers that have made them world famous, and that puts both pilots and planes at great risk. This move pulls 6 Gs. It's called the opposing minimum radius turn, a tight banking circle that puts the pilots under more than twice the Gs as an astronaut at liftoff. Extreme G-forces push the blood down from the head and upper body, pulling it below the waist. When this happens, the pilot's vision is instantly impaired, and after a few seconds, he could become unconscious. The pilots use breathing and muscle clenching techniques to draw blood up to the brain. This keeps them conscious during their death-defying maneuvers. But the G-forces run the risk of tearing the planes apart, putting every man at risk. The team has been on the road for 8 months. All are stretched and tired.
I'm mentally drained. It is physically demanding, and it's mentally demanding.
But boss Greg McWhorter is determined to make these last 2 shows his best. His first challenge is getting the planes, pilots, and support team across the country to San Diego.
I'm not thinking about the destination or what's in store for us at Miramar. I'm thinking, are the crew ready to go? Are we mentally prepared? Are we prepared from a flight planning standpoint? Because quite honestly, one of the higher risk evolutions we have is not even flying the demonstration. It's transiting, getting all of our men and women, tools and equipment to and from each show site.
Mark Tedrow's F-18 makes its way for the 3,000-kilometer journey to San Diego.
Bottom at 3 right, 2 clears, on the up a little outboard cut, and then over the top okay.
Despite the sameness of the routine, the Blue Angels review every rehearsal and performance, looking for ways to improve.
Elmo, pretty big gap between you and us there. Keep your timing the same. Ooh. You'll see some wings on the out of my jet. That'll be smoother next time we do it, but overall wasn't bad.
They brief over and over, day in and day out. A 6-decade-old ritual that keeps pilots alive.
Ready, break.
And the F-18s are pushed as hard as their pilots. The high-speed maneuvers test the old fighters to their limit.
I'm the one pilot on the planet that doesn't pre-flight his own aircraft. When I walk up to my jet and my crew chief says, "Boss, your jet's ready to go," I salute him. There's no question that the jet's ready to go. I climb up and I fire it up and go.
Crowds are now streaming into the largest military air show in the United States. And most are here to see the main attraction, the Blue Angels.
San Diego is a huge metropolitan area, and that's a great market for us as the Navy and the Marine Corps to show maybe some people that aren't exposed on a daily basis to what the sailors and Marines do.
It's a huge privilege, of course, to have the Blue Angels come to the Miramar Air Show. They make the show. They close it on a high note that people don't forget. They are a class act from start to finish, the most professional you'll see.
My specific goal today is going to be the wings on the line abreast loop. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Before every show, the team undergoes a routine pre-performance exercise led by the boss.
We really want to nail, we're still seeking that perfect show.
Every show site is unique. Every flight has its unique challenges, but the simple matter of the fact is that we do almost the same thing every day, and the hard thing is battling that complacency. The way we combat that is through a practiced focus. The devil's in the details, and all of the attention to detail lends itself to a much safer demonstration.
The Miramar Air Show is a demonstration of the most advanced aircraft the U.S. military has to offer. Support aircraft show off their operational capabilities. Several aviation teams join in the display with a series of stunts that wow the crowds. But most of the people here have come for the last act. The legendary Blue Angels are up next. The Blue Angels are the grand finale for the largest military air show in the United States. And they are about to put on their world-famous daring display.
The 2012 team takes a great deal of pride in saluting Navy and Marine Corps pilots, maintenance crews, and support personnel everywhere. From the right, the Blue Angels 2012.
Thanks, Mo. Cleared for takeoff.
Making a strong first impression counts.
The big one for me is our very first maneuver, the Diamond 360. If we can really hit that hard and have very little movement and feel really good about that maneuver, we know we have a good air show going, and everyone gets excited.
Once again, the Blue Angels daring show is a crowd pleaser.
140 all the way here, angle. 167, 186.
But boss pilot Greg McWhirter isn't satisfied. It's his second last show as a Blue Angel, and it isn't his best.
There was a comm call that wasn't perfectly placed or perfectly said. There wasn't a maneuver that had the perfect placement or the perfect formation. So I think that one of the things that keeps us so good and on our toes is the fact that we're always striving for perfection.
Boss is determined to attain that perfection at his last show for the home crowd in Pensacola.
Doing our homecoming show in Pensacola is special for us. This is where our kids go to school, where our families live, and there's just something special about flying for your hometown crowd.
The Miramar Air Show has gone off without a hitch. The team makes the long cross-country return flight from San Diego to Pensacola, Florida. With all the planes safely on the tarmac, the strained F-18s hit the shop. Captain McWhorter pushes his team, knowing they can do better.
How'd you like that rotation, boss?
I thought it was just a hair flat today. We turned a little bit late today as we were processing the wind, so that'll be better tomorrow.
So, I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot bumpier. The turn-in is where all the texture is, and once we get over those trees past the museum, everybody's locked out. It's real nice.
The problem was that with that much in front of the crowd wind, it's going to affect our placement for the diamond roll, so I just need to roll out earlier and account for the wind on the backside. But overall, it wasn't bad.
The stakes are high for Peter's team to live up to the Blue Angels' perfect maintenance record.
We've got some of the best maintainers on the planet that keep these jets in tip-top shape. But sometimes, you know, we live in an imperfect world when we fly mechanical aircraft, and sometimes things break or don't cooperate.
It's the final show of the Blue Angels season, and it's in their hometown of Pensacola, Florida. Crowds begin to fill the stands, and the excitement builds.
I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Just lock it out, and, man, let's put on the best demonstration we possibly can, and let's go out on a high note. Let's have a great one. Fired up, ready to go, boss.
Awesome. JK?
Fired up, ready to go, boss.
What's up?
Fired up, ready to go, boss.
This is Lieutenant Mark Tedrow's last performance as narrator. Next year, he's going to fly as one of the Blue Angels.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing your United States Navy and Marine Corps, the Blue Angels 2012.
Showtime.
The Blue Angel Diamond will momentarily be making its approach in relatively slow-speed flight. That will give you an opportunity to get a close look at that very minimum 18-inch wingtip to canopy separation that exists between these four aircraft.
All their training and practice comes down to these few minutes.
From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the diamond roll. All four aircraft rolling as one in this graceful 360-degree rolling maneuver. Our two solo pilots are approaching once again, this time to demonstrate the inverted flight capabilities of these FA-18s. Approaching inverted from the left and right, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees over center point. The opposing inverted to inverted roll.
Easing power. Force out.
As they execute a maneuver performed by no other jet demonstration team in the world today at less than 250 miles per hour. The Diamond Dirty Loop. From the left at 450 miles per hour, and an aerial salute to our four deployed forces. All six aircraft will separate, perform individual 360-degree rolls, and the four Diamond pilots will rendezvous through a looping maneuver. The Blue Angel fleur-de-lis.
And then, the move that pulls a force of 6 Gs, the minimum radius turn. The entranced audience has no idea of the maintenance issues, planning, and practice that has made this show so exciting. The question is, does boss Greg McWhorter agree? The Blue Angels' final show of the season is winding down in Pensacola, Florida. Even the locals, who have seen the Blue Angels fly time and time again, are dazzled. The planes come back to Earth, and for some of these Angels, it's the last time. All eyes are on boss Greg McWhirter. He wanted the last flight of his Blue Angels career to be his best.
You know, the show was fantastic. We feel great.
And he got it.
I'm excited to see what the team does after I leave, and I'm very excited to move on to another chapter in our life.
Now it's time for some Angels to step down and make room for a new team that will face their own set of challenges. A new crew of pilots must begin training for next year.
The Blue Angels are a fantastic organization. And I, for one, am going to be very, very proud to sit here and watch.
On the ground, Commanding Officer Greg McWhirter hands over leadership to a new boss, Commander Tom Frosch.
Take the nation.
I would equate it to your favorite football team asking you to come play with them for 2 years. You know, it's just, you can't describe it with words. It's the best job in the Navy.
Well, it always is hard to leave the Blue Angels. Having enjoyed the Blue Angels and having seen it firsthand, it's going to be very exciting for me to move on to something else. And what's really exciting is to see someone follow in our footsteps and take the team to new levels.
Though the crews change, the F-18s don't. These seasoned and trusted aircraft must be maintained to perfection for a new team of Blue Angels to turn aviation precision into death-defying entertainment. It's a cycle that has continued for over 6 decades. The greatest show above Earth carries on.